You are listening to That's Not the Finish podcast, a no-holds-barred pro wrestling podcast perfect for getting your wrestling fix. Now get ready to call for the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
And try not to get DQ'd. Because here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the That's Not the Finish podcast. So, just to inform all of you, we have been going through some schedule changes here at the That's Not the Finish podcast. So, just to let you know that we are going to be doing a little bit of a format change here. So, we are going to be covering current topics, of course, but we're also going to be covering more general topics and having more open-ended discussions. So, to basically mix stuff up a little bit here. So if you have any suggestions for content or anything that you would like for us to cover, please let us know, and we will be sure to try to make that happen. So for today's episode, we are going to be going over WWE Fastlane, and we're going to be going over the upcoming Wrestlemania. So, Dom, what do you think of Fastlane in general?
I mean, I think it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. I mean, Fastlane to me, it's always seemed like, I don't know, like, it's weird because it's the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, but it's always seemed like it was a kind of throwaway pay-per-view. But I think this time they actually, like, really focused in on setting up WrestleMania with it and following the story of everything that's going on. So, I mean, it was good in that sense, but, I mean, just some of the matches were just kind of, I don't know, lackluster. But story-wise, I think it really advanced a lot of stuff.
What made you say that was mostly like a throwaway pay-per-view in the past?
I mean, I feel like they just, like, they kind of just made it an extended Raw in previous pay-per-view. Like, they weren't really adding to too much of the WrestleMania picture in the past. It was just like, oh, let's have this last, like, blow-off matches before Mania. But they never actually, like, had any implications on what was going on in Mania.
Mm-hmm. I see. So what do you think of what they've been doing with Kofi Kingston overall? I mean, I just remember seeing one picture there of Cesaro and Sheamus just like with their boots on top of Kofi, and then there was this meme that it just said, "This is not a race thing."
I mean,
good booking, Vince. Good booking.
I mean, it's Vince. I mean, in a sense, it is Vince being Vince. Like, you know, he doesn't really want to push him, but at the same time, it's like, it's the Daniel Bryan story all over again. He's just going to be, like, Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 29-30, the underdog pushing in. He's got to overcome all the obstacles and fight and scratch and claw his way into the main event at Mania. And, like, we're hoping that he's going to actually win this gauntlet match on SmackDown to make his way into Mania. But, I mean, you never know. They could throw the curveball and not do it. They've been prone to not giving in to the fans before. So, but I don't know. I think Kofi does deserve a title shot, and he deserves to win the title as well.
I mean, I think he is going to get some sort of push either way. I am really wondering what the hell they are going to do with the New Day if he wins the title, if they're going to keep them together, if they're really going to have Kofi go off on his own, or even potentially just have them all like split up, you know, in 3 different separate ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even on Tuesday, Kofi, he cut a pretty good promo. I think he cut the promo of his career, honestly, on the show. I mean,
that was
making
really
his points
dramatic
events.
too. Like,
it was really good.
Really
yeah,
emotional there.
Really good. Yeah.
Like how he said that I think he said like he never took his daughter trick or treating, or he hasn't, or something like that. And
all the sacrifices he's made for this company, and it's never really gave anything back to him. I mean, you can't really say it hasn't given anything back. I mean, he's the longest reigning tag team champion.
He was the Intercontinental and the U.S. champion, but how long ago was that?
Yeah.
It's a matter of perspective. The amount that he was putting into the company is not the same amount he was getting back from them.
Exactly. It was that he was putting so much effort in. I mean, also with the New Day, too. I mean, Big E and Xavier were also doing a lot of work as well. But the thing is that with Kofi was really, you know, before he even went with the New Day, he was doing a lot of work, too. And he was like really killing it. If you remember, like from the moment he exploded onto the scene, I think he became like U.S. champion within like a couple of months or so, and that was like back then. If I remember, like when he first became U.S. champ, it was kind of like hard. It was like kind of rare to see that. So they really did believe in him a lot, and they just never really gave him the big title.
Yeah, he never really got that push like that he wanted to get. I mean, I know there have been fans that have been clamoring for him to get that, one title match that he's never gotten. So it's good to see him actually get to this point, but it's also kind of like Vince not seeing him as a big contender, as he said in his promo on Tuesday. So I'm hoping they do him right by having him win this gauntlet match this coming Tuesday. So
yeah, definitely. I think that they probably will have it. I mean,
yeah.
But then again, WWE.
We would hope so.
Yeah,
it's all formalities at this point.
I mean, they could pull the same thing they did with Daniel Bryan too, and have him get entered into the match at WrestleMania itself, like at the last minute instead of like.
Yeah.
How do you think of Samoa Joe having the United States title these days?
I mean, when he first won the title and they said it was his first time winning the gold in the company, I was like, that just shocked me. Like,
yeah, it is. I mean,
he's been there for how long now, and like they haven't really done much with him. I mean,
it's true.
He's had a few big storylines and he's done a few things, but it's like someone of that caliber, you would think they would have much more for him.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't held a title yet, and they had him, in some pretty big matches. They had him doing quite a bit, and especially with AJ Styles. But it would be that he would be doing these really big storylines if it involved a title, if it did not involve a title at all, and then all of a sudden, he would lose in the end, and then he would move on to the next storyline. But this was the first time that he's actually held a title in the WWE, and I think it's just long overdue for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely long overdue for him, but also at the same time, I don't know, this U.S. title picture is just getting a bit crazy again.
It's a little strange.
They're playing hot potato with the title again, and it just kills like all relevance of the title.
It's credibility, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, Andrade, he definitely should be getting something. I don't know like what exactly, but he really should be getting some sort of push. R-Truth, I don't know. They just kind of did that. I think just to.
I think he deserves that push as well, though. R-Truth has been another one that's been busting his ass for the company for how many years, and he's always been killing it in what he does, and he's never got anything out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just nothing like how he was back in the day, back in like TNA. Like he does a lot, and like he used to do like some like these like really phenomenal moves. Like I said before, like he was like the face of TNA back in the day. Now, if you see him now, it seems like he'll get like a push, and then later on, like nothing, and then like he'll get like a push like with the U.S. title, and then nothing.
He's always hot with the fans, though. Like it's never like that. He's not like over with the fans. Like anything he's doing, the fans always get behind him. It's just that management and booking just decide to, we're done with him for now. Because remember that whole storyline. He was like showing up at all the wrong places, and my bad, and like the fans were eating it up. But like again, they just like, we're done with this. Let's move on.
Yeah, it was very strange. Like they just didn't really seem to know like where to put him, in a sense. Like they would try this with him, then they move on, do something else with him. It always seemed like he was kind of just there to always like push or like be like the butt of a joke or just kind of do something like do something for somebody else. Like at the Royal Rumble where he like basically got thrown around by Nia Jax.
Do you guys remember Little Jimmy?
Oh yeah, Little Jimmy was great. Again, everyone loved Little Jimmy, and it was a great storyline. And then they just like.
Yep. There was a time when he actually knocked out John Cena, and a buddy of mine actually took a picture of that, and he just like still has it on his phone. He was just like, yeah, that was just like a moment that you'll probably never ever see again. R-Truth standing over John Cena.
Yep.
I think that Samoa Joe, like he's good wrestler and everything. I think that him having the United States title is definitely good. I think that he could definitely do better though, but this is a start for him.
I think they do need to have him hold on to the title for quite some time though, if they want to like make this title mean something again. Because like the way it's been getting tossed around, I mean, it sucks because like it's been all great matches in the U.S. title division lately, like Rusev and all the Rey Mysterio and Andrade
Shinsuke
stuff, and
Yep.
Shinsuke. Like it's all like great stuff, but the fact that they're just throwing the title back and forth between everyone, it's like it makes it seem like they don't know what they want to do with the title, and it's like, oh well, we want to do something with all these guys, but there's only one title, so what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Then, so how do you think the women's tag team titles are shaping up so far, with Bayley and Sasha Banks as the current champs?
I mean, well, the match for Fastlane, I mean, it was average at best. I mean, you could have put that match on Raw and it would have been okay, but I mean, it got the job done. It just, I mean, Bayley and Sasha, I mean, are doing their thing right now. So, I mean, the belts will get there. Will get their prestige as more title defenses come around. So, I mean, we'll see what happens at Mania, who they face, and what happens there.
Yeah,
it seems pretty convoluted to how with the tag teams going on.
Yeah, I know that everybody kind of wanted Bayley and Sasha to win the titles, and I guess that like for right now they were the best ones to put on the map here in a sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like I don't mind them being champs, but I think that they really need to start coming up with some other like solid tag teams. Like Nia and Tamina is basically just kind of like like the bad tough girls sort of thing. You know?
It's also an issue of like, I mean, they've been only like. The Iconics keep bringing it up. They're only bringing the titles to Raw right now. Like, there's not too many other tag teams on Raw besides.
It's supposed to be like cross-promotional titles?
It's supposed to be, the title is supposed to be for both shows. And they haven't made any mention to the fact, besides, like, the Iconics actually bringing it up.
Well, there was an episode of NXT. They did show up with the belts, actually. They didn't make an appearance.
Yeah.
So they kind of made their presence known that, the belt is for every promotion, every show. So
probably good.
But have they done anything since that show up?
Nope. They made one appearance in NXT. That was it. I mean,
they didn't make an appearance on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They didn't even bother making, like, that makes no sense. Like, if you're gonna show up on NXT, at least show up on SmackDown.
I agree.
I think that eventually Kyrie and Io are gonna win it, and then they're gonna come up to the main roster, because if you see like what they're doing, they're basically like having them tag team a whole lot, and then it would be interesting to see an NXT tag team basically win the titles, and that's basically their entrance to the main roster if you think about it.
Yeah. It would be great booking, actually. I mean, they've been tagging for a while now, so I mean they've got the whole thing with Shayna Baszler going on right now, so I mean they could definitely go that route if they want to book it that way. I mean, I would certainly like it because I think they're probably the tag team with the best chemistry right now.
Yeah, and they're not even on the main roster.
Exactly, yeah. I think so, but granted they're from Japan, so I mean, but
Dom,
but it's just a matter of how they're gonna like push these titles going forward. I think right now they're not really like marketing the titles the way that they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have the titles, but it's not like it just seems like it's the same old division, just with the titles added. They're not putting any importance on the titles, it seems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
and
exactly.
I mean, I'm hearing rumors of like Trish and Lita facing them at WrestleMania for the tag titles, and I think that would be a big push that like this title needs to put it in that direction. Like you don't even have to give them the titles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be great. They should like. Yeah. That was something that they should have had in their careers, but they don't need it now. But having them face for the title gives it that relevance that it needs.
Yeah, and they also need to give it more time as well. Some of these matches, like give it more time, more build, more drama, and kind of like have everybody get their moves in, have the characters do their thing, and have a story be told in the ring. I mean, if they put Trish and Lita in the ring with them, that would definitely elevate the titles. I mean, definitely. So, I mean, that's the route I would go. I mean, I would just definitely tell a good story and just make the belts bigger than what they are in general.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Fastlane info up here. The match they had was 7 minutes. Like, what are you gonna accomplish in a 7-minute match? Like, that's not enough time to do anything.
Yeah, I think it was really just kind of a like a match that like a little bit of like a filler thing. And like if you see like the current episodes of Raw, they're kind of just building up on that rivalry a bit. So maybe it might lead to a bigger storyline between Nia, Tamina, and Boss in her connection, or I don't really know, but it could just be like a starting point really, because the titles are brand new, so I think that they just kind of want to start off with something like, something along these lines here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what'd you think of the supposed to be Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens, but then later on became a triple threat match with Mr. Mustafa Ali?
I mean, I like that they added Mustafa in. Honestly, I wish they would have let Mustafa win the title personally. I think I would love to see Mustafa Ali versus Kofi Kingston in the main event at WrestleMania. Like that match would just steal the fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, obviously they don't think so.
Yeah,
but,
it was a nice surprise. So.
But I mean, it was an added element to the match that I don't think like that much would add without Mustafa. It added like a whole new like personality to the match itself, and I mean, it was a great match, but I don't know. Everyone wanted Kofi. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks on Mustafa.
It's just a lead up. I mean, honestly, I think that this, obviously Bryan was going to win. I mean, it would be super awesome to see Mustafa win it, but I don't think it's time right now. They're
shit like that kind of sucks on his end though, because like that killed the whole tone of the match. Like adding Mustafa in and not Kofi, like the fans were just sitting on the match all of a sudden. Like I don't understand why you would do something like that to a main event. Like when you know all the fans want something and you're just gonna go against it.
It's because they want to save Kofi.
It takes the crowd out of the match. They're not gonna.
They want Kofi at Mania. That's why.
Kofi Mania.
Yeah. But I mean, you're just killing all the momentum of the match. Like the fans wanted to see Kofi, and when you say, "Oh, we're gonna give you something," but it's not Kofi, like no one wants to watch the match anymore. They don't care about it. They just like you can hear all the boos and all the like people weren't getting into it as much as they should have, and they suck because like all the superstars in the match were putting on great performances, and people were just too busy Kofi, and it's like it's not fair to the superstars that were already like in the match.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think another reason maybe why they put Mustafa in here was maybe because they didn't want Kevin Owens taking the pin, saying they just came back.
That's a good possibility.
But then again, yeah, I mean the finish is good though. I like the finish. Yeah, the finish is nice. Yeah.
Yep, totally. So what'd you guys think of the Becky Lynch versus Charlotte match? And
you want to call that a match?
8 minutes, almost 9, and almost hit 9.
I'll say this: I went to the bathroom and I missed it. Like that's what happened. Like it sucks. It's like it's Becky, it's Charlotte. It should be a good match, but we know Becky's hurt, so she's not going to do anything like extraordinary in the match. So like right off the bat, there's not going to be anything too much happening in the match, and then just like it just felt like it was flat, and they just like I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with it. So like, oh well, we need to get Becky in the main event, so we'll just do whatever we can to salvage it.
I mean, they could have booked this where they could have had the two women fight outside the ring for a while, and then maybe had Ronda come in and kind of like interfere or attack Becky in this case, and then have a disqualification. They could have booked this so many different ways, but the ending was just it was very flat and very didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just kind of a like a build-up match too. Once again, like you said, like you call that a match? Like, yeah, obviously, yeah. But anyway, then we have the final match. Do you really think it's going to be the final match? Let me just ask you that. But yeah, it was the final match with the Shield taking on Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. I like McIntyre, but Jesus Christ, Bobby Lashley, why? Like, did you see the one Did you see like that one meme there, or the one picture when somebody just like caught Lashley's face, like when he was like looking out at Finn Balor, and he's just like, "I'm gonna eat you."
That was weird.
Like Finn Balor's like in like a picture like Finn Balor like in a microwave, and he's like staring at Bobby Lashley. And that's Bobby Lashley. Like, that's how you look at food. That's what your food sees through the microwave at you.
I didn't see that one, but I saw the one that was comparing Bobby Lashley to the handsome Squidward, and that can never be unseen.
He does have like that face, that chin, you know.
The similarities were uncanny.
It is
facial structures, yeah.
But I mean, see, I had picked the Shield to lose this match, and that was only because I did not know they were booking it as the last match of the Shield. Like, had I known they were like hyping it up as the last time the Shield will ever be together, then you obviously know the Shield's gonna win. But I mean, the way that they were like they're pushing Dean Ambrose leaving, it makes it seem like it's a work now.
Yeah.
Like they were like when someone's not re-signing with WWE, they don't usually like to talk about it. They don't like to mention it. They just kind of let it go and slide it under the rug. But the way they were hyping up, he's not signing anymore, so this is the last time that we're gonna see them together.
Yeah, there was so much. There was so much like
questionable.
People, I really thought that he was done in the beginning because it seemed like they were just making him lose match after match after match. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe he's not signing with any other promotion. Maybe he is just going to leave WWE, or maybe even just like take a break. Because sometimes like they take breaks, they leave, and like they say goodbye, but then they come back eventually.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I would say that with this match here, because they're saying that this is like the final match for the Shield, it's possible still that Ambrose might be leaving.
Well, it was also funny how like when they were coming out in the entranceway, Michael Cole goes, "Take a good look, because it's the last time you'll ever see it." And then the next night on Raw, they did the same exact entrance. It's like
I was gonna say that.
No, it's not.
I think that we all know here now that Michael Cole is. I think he wants to get his ass out there.
Take it in, guys. It's the last time you'll ever see the Shield making their entrance
until
together.
Monday.
And then 24 hours later, you got them doing the same exact thing. It's like, come on.
Farewell.
Give it like 2 more years, and they'll still be doing the same.
But
yeah,
I mean, I got to say that was an incredible match. Like that, I was not expecting much out of that match, and they just went fucking berserk, and they just were doing so much crazy shit in there.
Yeah, there was one point where they were fighting by the pre-show table. And the table's kind of like pointed in like either direction.
Yeah.
So when Rollins jumped from the top, I thought, oh shit, he's gonna hit the table. But I think Lashley and McIntyre caught him, so I was like, oh god, thank God.
I was expecting someone to go through that table.
Yeah,
heavy metal, yeah. Oh my god, the man is dying.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the spots that they were doing in that match were all kind of insane. They had you on the edge of your seat the whole time. It was like, what the hell? Like, I mean, you knew Shield was gonna win, but it was still like, what the fuck are they gonna do next? It's like, so much shit was going on. They were fighting in the fans. They were fighting in the crowd. They were jumping off of things, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It's like, it was a very entertaining match, but it's just the way they were talking about it and the way they were booking it up. It's like,
they're playing it up a lot like that. So just last time for the Shield. So you better bear witness to it. So last time you see the Shield powerbomb and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah,
it was good though. It was good.
They were saying that when Seth left too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they made it hell for him to come back, but he did eventually. We know how these stories go.
Yeah.
So, is there any other matches from Fastlane that you guys want to talk about?
I mean, there was the Asuka title match, which, again, they gave no time to. It's like
exactly. Yeah.
That was according to the 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Like, who? Like, I mean, there are superstars that can prove what they are in 6 minutes, but like, what do you expect to get out of a 6 minute match? It's just.
But I mean, the finish wasn't even good either. I mean, the whole ring mat slip thing with Sonya. What was that?
Oh.
So I guess unfortunately that was the finish.
They're teasing. Obviously, they're teasing the breakup between Mandy and Sonya here.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for the past few weeks. Like last week, like the week before on SmackDown, they had the same thing happen. Well, something similar happened with the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can see, like in their faces now, they're teasing the breakup here.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I get they're advancing that storyline, but at the same time, like, you shouldn't just be focusing on the advancements of that. Instead, like, let them have a match. Like, we know Mandy can put on a good match. We know Asuka can put on a good match.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't see why they have to like cut it down just to.
Mm-hmm. From his knees, Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alrighty, so now we can go on to the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania. So
also, I just want to throw
okay.
that I
Sorry,
called
I
Shane
see how it
McMahon
Oh, God.
turning on Miz, and everyone else thought it was going to be Miz turning heel.
He's been heel for so long. I think that
Yeah.
I mean, he was interesting as a face, but
I'm not a huge fan of face Miz.
yeah,
Heel
it
Miz
was
is insane,
interesting.
but-
Let me say, but I like him better as a heel. Let me just say that.
But also, heel Shane is always good too. I mean, I think Shane is going to deliver in this end as well. I mean, I think we're going to have a good match between them at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think that, heel Shane, especially like how he is now, is actually like kind of funny because he's not he's older and everything, and he said that, and like the things that he says, like his mannerisms and stuff, it just seems so much more like he's like an old man heel in a sense almost. Like he's like he's like your I don't know, like your dad or something. Where he's just like, you don't do this, okay? I'm the general manager now. I could do whatever the hell I want. Basically like like the decisions that he makes, but like he's so calm about it, and like he doesn't like get too frantic. But he says like in like a calm way, and I don't know. It's just funny to me how he does it, when he's a heel. It's like we never seen like him like be like a complete heel. We seen him do like a little bit like some heel stuff.
He was doing it in that AJ Styles storyline.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. He was a bit of a heel. He was in a way like he was trying to be fair, but in the same way like he wasn't in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see heel Shane come back. Like, hopefully like 100% heel this time.
Yeah.
So, the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania coming up, and we are going, right, boys?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I still have to get my tickets, but I'll definitely be going.
You didn't get your tickets yet? What?
No, I haven't got tickets because you gotta wait till the last minute till they all drop cheap on stuff.
I'm a dumbass,
and then you get the best deals.
I overpaid.
That's what I did the past like 3 years, and like I made steals on the tickets that I had. It's like they're all so expensive right now.
We're gonna be having like the biggest wrestling weekend. It's gonna be insane. Like G1 Supercard the night before. We got the Bullet Club block party, and then we got WrestleMania. I mean, I don't know how the hell I'm going to make it into work the next day.
WrestleMania week is tolling. Like I've gone six. That's the past 5 or 6 WrestleManias.
Damn.
And that week, like it's always a vacation for me. But you come back needing another vacation after that vacation.
Yeah.
Because there's so much shit going on.
I'm probably going to be dead.
Yeah.
So. I know that this is going to be Kurt Angle. There's going to be Kurt Angle's retirement match here. So his opponent is still TBA, but it's TBA, guys. He's fighting TBA.
It's vacant.
It's vacant. He's fighting the boss, the final boss. That'll be funny. I just want to like see like a guy like actually like spray paint himself like silver, have like or like come down with like one of those like those like full body
suits?
Like those
the
suits
body
on.
morph suits.
Yeah. And like have like his like have like spandex trunks on, and it's like it's vacant. Vacant's coming.
I am TBA.
I'm honestly surprised no one's like actually tried that.
I'm really surprised. Like we have to like put that out there. If you're an indie wrestler, if you listen to the podcast, please do that. Please like. Start this.
Buy a gray body morph suit and book yourself as vacant.
You will get to the WWE.
And I guarantee you'll win a title on your first night.
Yes, and you'll probably make it to the WWE or Impact, or at least within a year. Like we have like one fan who actually like he's from France, and he's I don't I guess he's training to become a pro wrestler or something, but he does like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like I always see like pictures of him standing in the ring with like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I said to him, what you should do is get a freaking dual disc, get a deck of cards, get like some Seto Kaiba looking costume, and have like some random ass guys like basically be like you're the manager, and have like 2 guys dressed up like freaking duel monsters. Like I don't know, it could be like the Dark Magician and like the Blue Eyes White Dragon or something. And basically like they're like the tag team, and you're the manager. And I guarantee you will become the face of the indie scene within a freaking year. Literally, if you just did this. And he goes, "That's a little bit too much." And I'm like, "Damn straight it is." But it's perfect.
Yeah, man.
All right, so who do you think Kurt Angle is going to go against in his retirement match?
Man.
I think it's gonna be John Cena. I mean, John Cena had his first match against Kurt Angle. I mean, it's only fitting that they end like his last match with John Cena as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that would make sense. I mean, there's a lot of people that like you can choose.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it should be Shelton Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that would be a great way for him to pass the torch on to Shelton Benjamin. Like, they see him now. Like, they finally like. I guess he's a Paul Heyman guy now.
Yeah.
On Raw. Like, maybe they're finally ready to use a lot of him, but he lost the match. So I mean, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Shelton Benjamin's always been someone that's just been underutilized, and I think they can still utilize him. And I think having Kurt Angle pass the torch on to him would be a great way to push that on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really wish.
Yeah,
that
I think it'll be
Apollo
Cena.
Crews.
Honestly, I think
Yeah.
like Dom said, I mean, his first match with him.
That was
I
is
mean-
true. That was actually his first match with him, with Cena, when Cena first came on to SmackDown. So I think it would be like a way like to, and like they also had like a pretty good rivalry back in the day too.
Yeah.
It's really sad to kind of see them like to see this too, because but Kurt like when I see him on Raw, like when he's still doing these matches and stuff, like he just doesn't look good like when he's doing it. And, like I've heard stories and stuff that Angle, like he was actually using a wheelchair when he was in TNA. He was really just too banged up, like and his body is just taking such a beating. I'm surprised he's even doing matches now. He really shouldn't.
That's like. He was really bad for a while. Towards the end of his TNA career, he was like really bad. And then when he left, he stayed out for a while, and then he came back and started doing like some indie work before he came back to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it was him versus Cody Rhodes at a show I was at, and like that was the first time I saw Kurt Angle like, in good shape again in a long time. It's like, oh, now he's back again. Like obviously, granted, he's not 100%, but it's still like. It was a vast improvement from where he was in his career, where he left off.
Yeah. I mean, granted, the guy is still doing suplexes. I mean, the guy is like, he's still training, I guess, in a sense. So he has to stay fit and kind of like try to keep it at a level where he can, perform at his best. So, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be sad seeing Kurt leave. I mean, have his last match. I mean, I'll be there at WrestleMania to see it, which is gonna be something else. But yeah, he's I think he even said that he's up there in age where he kind of like wants to hang up his boots and walk away from the ring. So, I mean,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no need to like keep killing yourself and stick around. I mean, we would love to see him wrestle till he's 80, like Rick. Well, not really. I don't know if we want to see him wrestle till he's 80s.
Woo!
But but at the same time, it's like there's only so much you can do. He's already accomplished so much in his career. There's nothing left for him to prove anymore.
Well, the thing too with Angle is that he pushes himself to like the absolute limit with every single match that he does, and I think within doing that, you kind of it takes a big toll on your body. Now Angle, he just has that that energy that he was able to win a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. So I mean, because he was able to do that, I mean, if you see some of the matches that he's done back in WWF and then later on to WWE, the guy is just like, honestly, before Brock Lesnar came onto the scene, he was Brock Lesnar in a sense. Yes, he had that he just never stopped. Like he would always just keep going and going. He had like never-ending energy in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got that wrestler's mentality too. Yeah. So I mean, he's got that integrity, intensity, and what's the other I again?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But, he's always given everything he has into it. It's not like he's ever shortchanged us in a match. Yeah. If Kurt Angle's out there competing, he's giving you everything that he can.
Yeah, I just hope that his son is okay with him leaving.
Oh,
what's that guy? He's like, who? I haven't seen that guy in forever. Oh God. So before I go into the another match, I just want to say, do you think we're going to be seeing an Undertaker match, or do you think he's done? That's it.
I don't think. It's gonna
Yeah, I
happen.
think he's done. I think he's done. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that just sucks too because this is actually my first WrestleMania going in person, and I didn't get to see a damn Undertaker match. Man, I
I
suck.
mean, you didn't miss much after the streak was broken. I'll tell you that. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, from what I've seen from, well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but
I mean-
still.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if I saw Taker wrestle at Mania this year. Honestly, I mean,
there's no
if he
point
makes
in
an
it,
appearance,
honestly.
yeah, if he makes an appearance, maybe. But I'd be shocked if he
I thought it
wrestled.
was a little strange having his last match against John Cena in a sense. I feel like it should have just been Reigns, and then that should have been it because that walkout that he did, like where he just like kind of packed up his coat and left it in the ring. I felt like that should have just been it.
Well,
but
they
had
could have
to
just
throw
left
in
it
Cena.
there.
Yeah,
There
but
was
they
no
couldn't-
need to continue.
I mean, that's probably why Undertaker cut ties completely with WWE.
In all reality, he should have just left after the streak. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He had to get a little bit more juice out. They had to get a little bit more juice out of him. Vince
Yeah.
wasn't done squeezing that lemon.
Yeah.
All right. So now to get onto another big match that was actually just announced, I believe, like last week. Triple H versus Batista. So, Dave, Batista finally got what he wanted, and it was not surprisingly, it was not James Gunn getting rehired for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It was actually his match against Triple H. But I mean, if that's what he wanted, he got both. So he's happy.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
So this is like, I know like they bring Triple H back, and he's probably still going to do more matches. But I guess in a way, this is Batista's like send-off match because I guess he just wants out. He doesn't want anything to do with WWE because of his movie career. And I guess in a way, he never really had that final match. He never really had that, like that send-off. And I think that's what he's looking for, and that's what he wants right now, and this is what he's getting. Does that kind of make sense, in a sense?
Yeah, even in his promo on Monday, he kept saying, "Give me what I want, Hunter. Give me what I want." He kept saying it over and over again.
man,
But
that
it
was a
wa-
cringy ass promo.
Yeah, but it was also engaging too. I mean, it was kind of like it was repetitive in a way, but it was kind of like, "Oh, what does he want? What does he want?" So it's
Yeah.
like-
Everybody
Yeah,
was
like
making fun of that, too.
yeah, exactly. He got what he wanted, so.
Yep.
I mean, his last return was just a shit show. I mean, he came in expecting to be like welcome and received, and he just came in at the wrong place at the wrong time. Again, it was like what I was saying with Mustafa Ali. You come in, and you just happen to be in the wrong spot, wrong end of the system, and he got screwed over. He was supposed to be getting the title at WrestleMania, from what I know.
Yeah, from Cena.
Yeah, and
There you
then
go, so, yeah.
he just got fucked.
Yeah, he
And
won.
That
he
just
won
left
the,
him with a bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah, he won the Royal Rumble that year, and then basically like everybody was booing him. Nobody wanted him back, and I was actually kind of surprised too because I thought that Batista was going to be pretty, like well received coming back, but he wasn't. And then eventually that was when they, like they tried so much stuff, like they tried reuniting Evolution without Ric Flair, and then they had that match there against the Shield, but then later on that basically led to Batista leaving, which also then led to Seth Rollins leaving the Shield, and then that happened. But yeah, I feel like his last time going in, coming back to WWE, he wasn't well received, and maybe it's there that he just realized he just should leave WWE completely, and he didn't have like a good send off there, so now he's trying to make this here his send off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be like a retirement versus retirement match kind of deal. So, depending
Triple H is
on
technically retired. He just looks
yeah,
like
I mean, well, in essence, that's what Batista said. Yeah, I want to end your career. He said at end of his promo. So it's like I was like, oh, hinting something there. So
yeah, I mean, his career is already pretty much done. I
I
don't know
both
why.
of them have nothing. I mean, Batista could probably get one last good run out of, but I mean, Triple H, I think.
Yeah, I
we're
think
pretty
Batista
much done.
just doesn't want it. I think he just doesn't want it anymore.
Well, because like I said, he like his last run-in with WWE just left such a sour taste in his mouth, and he's so like upset with it that he just doesn't like want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And
when you have
I mean,
that
it
bad
makes
taste.
sense. Like they bring you in and promise you, oh, you're gonna win the championship right away, and then all of a sudden things change, and you just get like booted out of the building. It's like, of course that's gonna piss you off.
And of course, Batista doesn't need the WWE.
No.
Like, he does not need them at all. So, him saying, okay, bye, it was like, whatever, okay, bye, but now I think Batista just sees that, okay, I'll give it one more try, but this is it, and, I just want a send-off match, and that's all.
Yep.
So, it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be Triple H versus Batista. And then we have the most talked about women's match ever, I would say. Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. So I heard some stuff about Ronda really just turning her entire character around. And I actually heard that she got fined by WWE for going out of character.
I did hear that, yeah.
I did not hear about the fine, but I mean, I can understand where that was coming from.
WWE is fake.
I mean, I honestly loved that video. I thought it was great. I mean,
so many memes. So many memes.
Like, this feud just, like, has transcended so much shit. The Becky-Ronda feud, the Twitter war they were having for a while, the shit they were just saying at each other, I was eating it up. I thought every second of it was fucking great.
Yeah.
Because, like, it just got so personal to the point where, like, is this fucking real? Or is this, like...
I really wondered.
You couldn't actually tell.
I at times just think they're just like meeting up and they're just like, yo, let's just go drink a beer, and like, this is they're just looking at the comments and they're just laughing.
I don't know.
And Charlotte Flair's there too. I know, but what you mean though, like, it could be real. I mean, stuff has actually boiled.
We know Ronda has a short temper.
Yeah.
From her MMA career, we know, like, that she doesn't take that kind of shit lightly. So I mean, I was honestly afraid that Ronda was just gonna come in and, like, beat the shit out of Becky Lynch, like, next time she saw her. Like,
yep.
But I mean, it's a great build for the storyline. I think it's pushing it much further than what we would have gotten, like, if WWE was actually booking it. And I'm really enjoying it. I think Ronda's saying a lot of stuff that's true as well. Like, the shit she was saying about LA was just. It was so true. It's like, the fan base there is just like, they don't know what the fuck they're talking. Like, 1 week they're rooting for her, 1 week they're not. Oh, let's root for Ohio. Let's root for that, or whatever she was saying.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. She made a lot of good points in that promo video.
Yeah, and then attack both of them afterwards.
Yeah.
Lock them both.
I mean, I think this match here is going to be, like, off the hook. I mean, I really wish that it was just Ronda versus Becky. I mean, Charlotte, Charlotte's phenomenal, don't get me wrong, too. I mean, I kind of was hoping for, like, a one-on-one match, but throwing her into the mix, I mean, honestly, we could even potentially see, like, perhaps, like, the match of the night here. I mean, that's what a lot of people are betting on, too.
Yeah, it's got that potential. Again, I also agree. I think it would have been better just Becky versus Ronda. But, I mean...
You know Vince, right?
What? You know Vince.
You know Vince.
We know Charlotte's gonna be winning the match. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna give the title to Becky. I don't think they're gonna have Ronda retain. I think that Charlotte's gonna win. She's gonna. Well, I don't know if she already broke the record for the titles, but I know she was tied with Trish Stratus already for the friggin' most title wins.
Yeah,
it's like in what 2 years already compared to Trish's how many year career.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, there's more matches to be announced. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Asuka defending her title. We're going to see the Intercontinental and the U.S. Championship matches announced as well. That's going to be down the road. We still have a couple of weeks till Mania. But, there's also Shane McMahon versus The Miz. How you feeling about that one? Would be cool if they had a stipulation. I feel like they should add a stipulation.
Well, knowing Shane, they might.
There's probably going to be like a street fight or like a no hold barred or something like that.
They should make it a hair versus hair match. I want to see that.
There's no need for that.
Yeah, I'll go that far.
You can't get rid of the moneymaker.
Money.
But I think it's going to be a good match. I mean, Shane always delivers at WrestleMania. I mean, we were questioning when he first showed up, like, what is AJ Styles match? Like, why? We don't want this match. Get this crap out of here.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be one of the better matches of the night. Same thing with his
They need
Undertaker
to actually
match.
bring like a helicopter into the arena and have him do a coast to coast from a helicopter,
my
like when he
gosh.
jumped out of the helicopter. And then you're telling me that can never happen. Well, I played Here Comes the Pain, and that can totally happen.
Okay.
Freaking hell! I used to pick Brock Lesnar and do like the shooting star press out of like the helicopter onto like I don't know like Diesel. I was just like, and then like when I would miss. I remember like Brock Lesnar would like fall on his neck, and then he would just get up and be like, "I'll be like, not even jumping out of a helicopter can kill Brock Lesnar." That was a great game, but I reference that thing so much.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Shane is just his ability to like work in ring and everything. I think he's going to deliver on WrestleMania. People are kind of like about the match. It's just kind of like a filler match, but I mean, you never know. It could be a really great match.
Yeah. My only thing with Shane is that he I don't want him hurting himself. He might actually really hurt himself if he does some sort of like spectacular stunt or dive somewhere. So I just gotta say, be careful, man, because he's throwing caution to the wind. At this point.
He's definitely been like putting way too many risks out lately.
Yeah. At his age, so.
So what is also up with this match here with Styles taking on Orton? I just didn't see that coming up at it anywhere. Like, I know like they were kind of like mixed up like in the title picture a couple of times there, but like, how did this transpire?
Honestly, I think it's just a combination of they don't have anything for either one of these guys right now, so it's just throw them together and put it.
Yeah,
it
it started with a couple backstage segments, and then the Fastlane attack from AJ, and then the promo cut last Tuesday, which was really good. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely check it out.
That was honestly a great fucking promo.
Oh, it was awesome.
Like, I'm not a huge Randy Orton person, but like that was probably one of the best promos that he put out there.
Oh, those voices in his head told him to do something different. Yeah, so I feel like that's been what they've been doing with Randy lately. Like they haven't really done anything. Like what has he been doing? He's just been attacked like Jeff Hardy storyline, and then really Rey Mysterio,
and he attacked Almas a few times, I think, also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elias.
Elias, yeah. They're just having like. I just feel like they don't have anything to do with him.
Out of nowhere.
Well, that's what it seems like. That they're trying to take the RKO out of nowhere and actually like base the story on them at it. Oh, Randy Orton out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, that's what they always say, just out of nowhere.
So honestly, I think that's what it is. They're just trying to push RKO out of nowhere into Randy Orton out of nowhere, and they're just gonna have him keep attacking random people and just like starting random feuds with everyone.
Vince watches. Vince likes to look at memes, so I guess that's how we got this.
I don't know. I just feel like they haven't had anything for him since when he broke up with the Wyatt family.
Yeah. That whole thing. Don't remind me.
Yeah. And then we also have Buddy Murphy taking on the Cruiserweight tournament winner. I think it's still has to be determined between Tony Nese
and Cedric
Alexander.
Yeah.
Who do you think he's going to be going up against, Murphy?
I don't know.
I want to say Cedric, but they could go Nese, but I don't know.
Either one is a good choice. I would personally, obviously, I'm going to say Tony Nese. I mean, he's local talent from here.
Yeah,
I've seen him at how many indie shows before he got signed to WWE, and he's always been a great fucking talent.
Yep.
And like, I'd love to see him get that title, but
yeah, he deserves it. He's been there a while, so I would give him a shot.
I mean, 205 Live always delivers with their matches, so I mean, whoever wins the match, it's going to be a great. Well, I mean, it's going to be probably on the pre-show, unfortunately, but
yeah.
Probably.
It'll be something to look forward to, at least.
And then we got Seth Rollins taking on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. So you think they're going to have Seth dethrone the Beast?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah.
They made shirts already, so they have to. The Beast Slayer.
Well, I don't know. As long as Brock has that private jet and Vince just pouring on some dough, he might be like, "Yo, Vince, I win the title tonight." Bye.
They'll serve us again like last year.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you think of actually, Seth did win the title in that it was supposed to be a 1-on-1 match between Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and then
But he didn't pin
cashed
Lesnar.
in. Yeah, I mean, he was, sneaky. And then he actually did have a 1-on-1 match against Lesnar, but it was interrupted with Undertaker. So, this was when Seth was on the heel roll, in a sense. But now, Seth is, now all of a sudden a facing, and now, Lesnar, obviously, well, nobody really likes him. I mean, I like him, but, a lot of people just hate him. I mean, he's a beast. I mean, I just like
I like
Beast.
him too.
Yeah,
I just
like
wish
Beast.
they would do more with him.
Yeah,
or
I
should say he would do more with them.
His, his health is just, I don't know what Lesnar does in his free time, but from what I heard, his health is kind of deteriorating. So, that's kind of like why he, had to leave UFC and like why he lost the title and everything. Lesnar, now although he is, trust me, he's able to, do WWE. I think the thing is that, he just, he just can't perform like how he used to. I mean, you remember the man doing like shooting star presses, he did one off of a freaking bulldozer or whatever it was. You don't see him doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because he almost killed himself the last time he did it. So I mean, I wouldn't want him to see him doing it again. But
He's not Ricochet.
Yeah, he's more leaned out right now, so I wouldn't do that, honestly.
Yeah. Actually, he did lean up a lot compared to how he used to look. I mean, when he was going to the UFC, he had a weight cut to make heavyweight, which is crazy. The man is, just physically just gifted. But he's insane. If he has more of this brawler, like a real UFC fighter persona now. When he was back in the day, he was just this big bully in a sense that just kind of threw people around, more of a catch style wrestling, like Kurt Angle in a sense. But now he has he does a lot more striking. His brutal with the striking, and that's kind of what he does right now. Back in the day though, he was just more of a pro wrestler, but now he's trying to bring the two together in a sense. But I think here him taking on Rollins, obviously I think they're probably gonna have Rollins dethrone him. It's Mania, so I think that they kind of want to have a big, to do it on the grandest stage of them all for Rollins. I mean, I wonder what this is also going to potentially do with the Shield too, because I don't know what Reigns is going to be doing. And
it's the last time we saw the Shield. Yeah. We all know that the Shield is no more.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm kind of saying
it better
that, if Ambrose is going to be leaving, and because they're saying that he might be leaving after Mania, and potentially Roman's sticking around, so I wonder what match he's going to be getting. It would be interesting to see him if he's going to get a Intercontinental title match potentially. But yeah, I mean, I think that potentially if Rollins wins and Reigns wins, we don't even know what the hell's going to happen with Ambrose, but it could just be kind of a nice little reunion thing. Even though they're going off in the separate ways, there's still there's still brothers in arms in a sense. Even if it's just the two of them.
Yeah. Also, the good thing about Seth, if Seth wins the title, it finally opens the title up for other people that haven't had the opportunity. There's people that are oh, they can't beat Brock, so they're just kind of out of the title picture right now. Yeah. Finn can finally have an opportunity to win the title back again. There's people other smaller people that can win the title. It's with Brock holding the title, it's held the title in such a super heavyweight type division where so many people just couldn't win the title because of the fact that Brock was holding it. And I think now it finally opens the division up for more people to get title shots and for more people to potentially win the title.
Well, if you had the old school Attitude Era, you get big guys everywhere, only big guys.
A lot of beef in this ring.
Yeah, you get a lot of beefcake. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I like seeing the more leaner, style athletes today. I think it's just more, realistic. You don't need steroids to be in the WWE. But I think that it just has more of a you don't have to just be lifting weights and eating your protein all the time. You can be a vegan and still be the WWE champion. Daniel Bryan, yeah. So it's it kind of like just shows that you can have like different lifestyles, and you have to be like the biggest guy around to like become a champion, and in a way too, it just kind of shows that agile can be power, and many times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that here you're going to see the agile style of Seth Rollins just somehow take over and beat Lesnar in a sense. But I think Lesnar is going to really like throw Rollins around a bit. But I think that eventually somehow, some way, Rollins is going to pull it off.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Oh,
All I gotta say about that.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's not much to that one besides that, I think.
Alrighty. So, anything else you guys would like to cover?
I don't know. I mean, do we think there's gonna be any like surprise matches thrown on there? Like,
Oh yeah, I think
we have. I mean, there's been the talks of Bray Wyatt returning.
Luke Harper, I heard, actually returned at an indie show.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that he came back at an indie show, so he might be coming back soon.
I don't know. I feel like it's too late at this point to throw in someone like Bray Wyatt. Like a month of builds, not even a month. It's what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks away? 3 weeks?
3 weeks. Yeah, I was
3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Like if you were to have Bray Wyatt show up on Raw this week, it's not really enough time to push anything for that. But definitely, like Mania, like the Raw after Mania would be a good time for him to show up if they have whatever they're doing for him ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that there'll be some, additions to the card. Why it could be a surprise. I mean, it could even be at Mania itself.
Also, they haven't said anything about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Are they still doing it again this year, or are they're just not?
They haven't been talking about it. They haven't been talking about the Women's Cup either. I don't know if they're just gonna do it and like not talk about it, or if
because I know it was like listed originally on the card for a while, and then it just now it's not listed on the Wikipedia anymore.
It could have been because maybe it just made the show too damn long. Because I remember like it started like super early last year. Because they had like 2 cups to compete for. They had the Women's Cup and then they had the Men's Cup. So I don't know. Maybe they just removed it. I mean, like, and if you think about it, it's really just the Royal Rumble all over again.
Well, it's not. No, there's a difference between a Royal Rumble and a Battle Royal. But
yeah,
I mean, I love Battle Royals and Royal Rumbles personally. But I mean, nothing ever came out of it. Like they had.
You had Naomi win it, and like what'd she do with it? You had Mojo Riley win it. What did he do with it? And Hardy too.
I mean, Mojo only won it honestly just because they needed that extra publicity with Gronk. But
Gronkowski.
That was the only reason they had Mojo win, was because he's friends with Gronk, and they were like, oh well, we can have Gronk involved in it, and they'll get us extra coverage from ESPN.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that was.
But I mean, Baron Corbin won it the first year. What did he ever do out of that? Nothing.
Didn't Big Show win it the second year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Show won the second year. Okay.
Again, what did they do with Big Show? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
I mean,
like they got like little pushes and stuff, but they were never like really relevant. Like the cup never gets really brought up ever again.
Yeah.
Well, Baron Corbin might throw it in people's faces every once in a while, but that's just because it's Baron Corbin and he's got nothing else to claim.
Exactly.
But again, I mean, I like seeing Battle Royale, so honestly, I wouldn't mind them doing it. But at the same time, it's like they got to put a little more like implications for the winner to like.
Yeah.
Come out of it.
Yeah, I think that they really should try to, put like some sort of like better prize on the end of like winning the Battle Royale, or at least just kind of give them a little bit more publicity in a sense. At least push them a bit more. Like all these Battle Royale matches, like there was really nothing that transpired from them. So I don't know. Like we'll see what happens. I mean, I guess if they're going to announce the cups for the women and the men, they'll probably do it a little bit closer to Mania. Maybe they might even just have it at Mania, which I think is going to be stupid. But with WWE, like, they'll just be like, okay, cup matches, and then it's like,
you'll impromptu.
You'll walk into the arena and there's going to be 50 people in the ring already, and what the hell is going on?
Like, what the hell is that? Exactly.
They're gonna like point at Dave and be like, "You could be in this too. We need somebody else to fill."
Sure, I'll join you guys.
Hey, who's that flying out into the table? Oh crap, that's Dave. And then like you just see Dave. He's like, "Best Mania ever," leaving on like a full
Exactly.
body cast.
Yeah. I'll be in the hospital.
So tell me, Dave, was it worth it? Hells yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, I think that will do it for this episode of That's Not the Finish, and we will catch you next time.